Ladies and gentlemen, some way, somehow, this year absolutely flew by. But in my opinion, it was another great year for the Nintendo Switch. So in this video, we will be going over the top 20 Nintendo Switch games of 2024. Let's go and get right into the video. Even though this year might not seem as good as last year, I feel like 2023 is one of the best years in gaming, pretty much of all time. Going through and making this video, I'm actually pretty surprised at how stacked this year was for the Switch. So I have 20 games we're going to go over. There's probably 30 or 40 that could make this video. So before we get started, if you could hit a like and subscribe and follow me on Instagram, I'd really appreciate that. I'm trying to hit 14,000 subscribers by the end of the year and 400 followers on Instagram. So with your help, that might be possible. But let's just go and get into the video. So I think all the games that we'll talk about in this video will actually be in chronological order. And the first game is Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. I initially thought that this was going to be like a 2D remake or a 2D sequel to Immortals Fenyx Rising. Then they said Prince of Persia, and I really wasn't sure how this was going to work, right? I think it originally started as like a 2D platformer maybe, or maybe I'm mistaken, but a Prince of Persia Metroidvania? Could this work and would it be good? In my opinion, this is one of the best games we got on the Switch of all time. I could be wrong, but I think I read somewhere that the Nintendo Switch version is the most optimized version of this game, which is pretty incredible. So this was an amazing way to start off the year. Then we got Turnip Boy Robs a Bank. And you know, if you're a fan of my channel, that I absolutely adore Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion. So when they first announced this, I feel like I was the only person excited. I'm not saying that's true, but yeah, I was like, oh my god, my prayers have been answered. The first Turnip Boy game plays like an old school Zelda game, kind of. This one is more of like a roguelite, and you're just going and doing the same thing over and over. You're robbing a bank over and over, but every time you rob it, you get further in the bank and you can hire new people and get new abilities. This game did fly under the radar, but that is unfortunate. So if you get a chance, definitely check this one out. We also got Mario vs. Donkey Kong this year, and this one really surprised me. Not because it's a bad game, I think the game is fine, but it was probably the game I was expecting the least. This was the year of Mario. Well, I feel like ever since the Mario movie came out, we've been getting a Mario related game damn near every month. So it was great to go back and revisit the series. This game is a little on the easier side, but that doesn't make it a bad game. I think for what it is, it's a really fun experience. And it was really cool to go back and revisit this because I don't think we've got a Mario and Donkey Kong game in quite a while. I think the first one came out on the Game Boy Advance, but this was a welcome treat. So one of the best games of the entire year, and a breakout hit, and a game that I think everybody should play is Unicorn Overlord. I didn't know anything about this game before it was coming out. I had seen a couple people mention it, and I thought the art style looked pretty cool, but I thought this was another game that was going to come, a few people were going to enjoy it, and then it was going to go on its way. What ended up happening is this game came out, and it felt like it took over the gaming world, but for great reason. From the story, to the gameplay, to the graphics, to the music, this game really does have it all. Unicorn Overlord combines a timeless tactical RPG genre with overworld exploration and an innovative battle system for a unique epic fantasy experience in the iconic Vanillaware style. That's what they have wrote for the description, and I could not agree more. We also got Kingdom Come Deliverance earlier in the year, and it's a game that I truly never thought we would get on the Switch because if you've ever played this game, you know how massive it is and how much work went into it and how detailed it is, and I just thought it's probably not going to ever come to the Switch, and if it does, it's probably going to be one of those games that comes over and is a cloud version and everybody forgets about. I actually picked this up right around the time that it came out, and this is a game that I think I got lost in. If you're looking to get immersed and lost in a game, this is the game to do that in. And a great thing about this is, if you enjoy this, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is coming in 2025. So we also got a Princess Peach game this year, which sounds crazy. I thought this was the first Princess Peach game of all time, but I think someone said that there was another Princess Peach game I'll admit I could look it up right now. I could do that, but I'm gonna leave that up to you guys. So if there was another Princess Peach game, let me know in the comments. This is another game that truly surprised me this year. Once I started playing this, I actually really enjoyed this. I liked how every time she changed her dress, it gave her a new ability, but not only did she get a new ability, the game kind of changed to that ability. I remember there was this one part where you're like baking cakes and stuff because she has this baking outfit. Then she has like a karate outfit on and it feels like a karate style game. So Princess Peach Showtime was another great Switch game we got in 2024. Arguably one of the best Switch games this year, and actually one of the best Switch games of all time, is Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door. I don't know when they first announced this was coming to the Switch. I think it was in a Nintendo Direct in the beginning of the year. But once they announced this was a highly anticipated game. In my opinion, the GameCube version actually holds up perfectly fine. They could have just ported the GameCube version over to the Switch. I think everybody would have been happy. But this is a remaster, I think, or a remake? I think a remaster, right? This game is perfect now. It was already perfect to begin with, but this is a 10 out of 10 game. The gameplay is so damn fun. The story is funny. It has some of the best Mario characters in any game, and the game just looks so damn good. If you have still never, some way, somehow experienced Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door, you need to do that. This is one of the best Nintendo games of all time. We also got Monster Hunter Stories this year, and I could be mistaken because I really didn't experience the 3DS that much. I actually got my first 3DS this year, which sucks, man, because I feel like there were so many games I didn't get to experience. And now it's like, I'll probably just wait for them to get ported over to the Switch. That being said, I think this game came from the 3DS. I'm not the biggest Monster Hunter fan. Monster Hunter Rise kind of changed my opinion on the Monster Hunter series. This is another Monster Hunter game that I think is very easy to pick up and play. I think this is a great entry point into the Monster Hunter series. And this game looks phenomenal. It feels like it came from the 3DS, but you can tell they did some upgrades for the Switch version. If you've ever wanted to get into the Monster Hunter series, I think this is a great starting point. Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance also came out this year. I think in 2021 or 2022, we got Shin Megami Tensei 5. And when that game came out, people absolutely loved it. This is the same game, I think just with updated controls. Maybe they did some stuff to the graphics, and they added on new stories and new characters. So now this is a definitive way to play this game. If you're a fan of the Persona series, you're probably going to enjoy this. This is in the same exact universe, I think. I know they're both made by Atlas, but I think this is actually in the same Persona universe. And if you ask people who played Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance and the original, they will tell you that there is a big difference here, and now this is the ultimate way to jump into this. This game definitely isn't for everybody, and it can be pretty difficult. But if you're looking for a pretty big adventure and you like the Persona games, this is definitely worth checking out. Hey, it's Mr. Robot Joe, the person whose video you're watching right now. I just want to say, if you could consider becoming a channel member, it only costs $5 a month, and it really does help support this channel. And you will get a bunch of custom emojis that you can use in the comments, and then I will also be making a bunch of member-only videos in the future. So yeah, if you could consider that, that would really mean the world. And let's go ahead and get back into the video. So we can't forget about Super Monkey Ball Banana Rumble. I mean, how could you do that? Super Monkey Ball rules. I think this started as a arcade game in Japan. And every time I talk about Monkey Ball, like you can probably go through all my videos where I mention this game, I have to bring up this fact. I feel like an old grandpa who's just telling the same stories over and over to his kids. But Monkey Ball was the very first Sega game ever on a Nintendo console. Super Monkey Ball Banana Rumble is awesome. It's essentially just a new Monkey Ball game. They have this new cool spin ability that makes the gameplay even more fun. For $50, I do think this game is a little overpriced. I think $29.99 would have been the perfect price. But if you can pick this game up on sale, definitely check this one out. So we even got a Luigi's Mansion game in 2024, which sounds crazy. But we got Luigi's Mansion 2 HD. Luigi's Mansion 3 is one of my favorite games I have ever played. I've beat the game 3 times. The first Luigi's Mansion game, I don't think I ever beat. I remember playing it when I was a little kid on GameCube and getting stuck and thinking it was too hard. Luigi's Mansion 2 on the 3DS still holds up incredibly well. Even though I like the hotel system in Luigi's Mansion 3, how every floor is basically its own level. In Luigi's Mansion 2, I think there's like 6 houses, haunted houses, or 6 haunted areas you visit, and I think I prefer that over the hotel system. It just makes it feel like more of a Luigi's Mansion game in my opinion. The only thing negative I can say about this game, the controls aren't bad, but since they brought it from the 3DS, they're a little weird. I feel like they could have changed some of the controls and made it, I guess, better, but this was still an amazing game we got in 2024. Another great game that we got in 2024 on the Nintendo Switch was Cat Quest 3. Cat Quest 1 and Cat Quest 2 are amazing RPGs. They look like games that maybe children would play, and they are great entry-level RPGs. That being said, they are damn solid RPGs. A great thing about the Cat Quest games is they always go on eShop sales for like $3, $4, $5, something like that. So they're not that expensive. Cat Quest 3 is only fully priced at $20, but this is already going on eShop sales all the time. I think at the time of recording this video, it's on sale right now for $15. Everything that was good about the first 2 Cat Quest games, they just made better in Cat Quest 3, and I really do hope this is a series that we'll continue to get for as long as possible. So one of the best games that came out this year, hands down, and the one that really took me by surprise, was Emio The Smiling Man, Famicom Detective Club. I think it had been over 2 decades since we got a new Famicom Detective Club game, but getting a brand new entry into the series in 2024 was such a cool experience. It was so cool to experience one of these games brand new as it came out. When you're first checking out these games, you might just think it's like a visual novel that has, I guess, more engaging graphics, but once you actually start to play this game and really get into it, you'll realize that this deserves to be in the same conversation as all the other great Switch games. Sure, let's call a spade here. The gameplay doesn't really have that much gameplay, but this game will get you immersed. The story is amazing, and I really hope to get more Famicom Detective Club games in the future. Disney's epic Mickey Rebrushed also came out in 2024. I think this game originally came out on the Wii, or maybe the GameCube, somewhere around there. I grew up in Orlando, and my family works for Disney, so I've always loved Disney stuff. Even if you didn't grow up in the same situation I did, there's a 99% chance that you grew up with Disney stuff as well. And Disney games will surprise you, because when you see a Disney game, you think probably shovelware, maybe a little bit higher quality, but probably still shovelware. But a lot of Disney games actually have a lot of passion and work that go into them. And Disney's epic Mickey Rebrushed is one of those games. I do feel like this game came and went immediately, flew under the radar. It seemed like it was getting a little bit of hype around the time of release, but as soon as it came out, I heard nobody talking about it. I really like the gameplay and the mechanics in this game, and the way you use your paintbrush. It's a lot of fun. And unfortunately, I feel like this game is eventually going to fall into the hidden gems category. But if you get a chance, man, check this one out. So some way, somehow in 2024, we also got a Legend of Zelda game. And not a remake, and not a port, and not a whatever the hell else. We got a full-on brand new Legend of Zelda adventure that you actually play as Princess Zelda. Now, some people might think this is the first Zelda game where you get to play as Zelda, but there's some little games on a little console called the CDI that you might want to check out. One of my favorite games of all time is the Link's Awakening remake. I love that art style so damn much. And when they first showed off this game, the day they showed this off at the Nintendo Direct, the very day before, I had just finished A Link Between Worlds on the 3DS, and I thought this was going to be a remake of A Link Between Worlds, but seeing a brand new adventure where you play as Zelda, where she has the Tri-Rod, and it's this 2D adventure, it just created a perfect recipe for an amazing game. One thing that I hope that doesn't happen in the future is, with us having Tears of the Kingdom, a game where you can do anything and everything, it seems like they were inspired a little bit by that and use some of those elements in this game. I hope in the future we don't continue to have the same kind of formula, because it can only work until it doesn't. For the next great Zelda game we get, I hope it goes back to kind of like a classic Zelda game. But for the time being, man, Zelda Echoes of Wisdom is awesome. It really is. And it's so crazy we got this 1 year after Tears of the Kingdom. In 2024, we also got a Super Mario Party game, because why the hell wouldn't we? Super Mario Party Jamboree was announced, and then a few months later it came out, The first Super Mario Party game we got on the Switch, I think might have just been called Super Mario Party. After like playing for a day or two, you kind of did everything in that game. It really is a franchise low in my opinion. Probably one of the worst Mario Party games. So it just seemed like, well, that's a Mario Party game we got on the Switch. Hopefully the Switch 2 will have a better one. Then we got Super Mario Party All-Stars. It was basically just a collection of all the great Mario Party games, and I absolutely love that one. But now, Super Mario Party Jamboree, in my opinion, is hands down easily the best Mario Party game on the Switch, and it's actually one of the best Mario Party games of all time. They could have easily held this game for the Switch too, because I don't think we were expecting a new Mario Party game on the Switch. I do find it strange that we got this game so late in the Switch's life, which leads me to believe that they're probably already working on the next Mario Party game for the Switch too. But hey, I'm not complaining, this game is great. So one of my personal favorite games we got on the Switch this year is Yakuza Kiwami. I never really played any Yakuza games. I think I downloaded one on Xbox Game Pass, played for like 10 minutes, didn't really understand the story, didn't know what the hell I was doing, and gave up on it. For some reason, when this was announced for the Switch, it kind of re-interested me in the entire franchise, and then it became one of my most anticipated games. And I bought this game and downloaded it at midnight and started playing it immediately, and then I absolutely fell in love with the Yakuza series. So not only is this the first Yakuza game on the Switch, I think this solidifies us maybe getting another Yakuza game on the Switch before the Switch 2 comes out, but definitely having Yakuza games on the Switch too. So if 2024 wasn't awesome enough, we also got Sonic Shadow Generations. In this, you can play as Shadow in a brand new story campaign, featuring never before seen abilities to prove why he's known as the ultimate life form. Speed through iconic stages from Shadow's history, discover hidden secrets in an expansive hub world, and unlock new powers to take on Black Doom and save the world. Sonic X Shadow Generations also includes a complete remaster of the highly acclaimed Sonic Generations, a time-traveling adventure featuring the greatest hits collection of 3D and 2D Sonic stages, now with upgraded visuals and new bonus content. Sonic is one of my favorite franchises of all time. I love Sonic Frontiers, I love Sonic Superstars. Getting this on the Switch was like the cherry on top of the Switch's generation for Sonic games. Hey, guess what? We also got a Mario and Luigi game this year. Mario and Luigi Brothership was announced pretty much out of nowhere. I don't think anybody was expecting a Mario and Luigi game at all on the Switch. I think we might have got 2 of them on the 3DS. Like I said earlier, I didn't really get to experience the 3DS generation, but I think they remade one on the 3DS and then also had a brand new entry, if I'm not mistaken. So I kind of felt like they were going to skip the Switch's generation for Mario and Luigi. I just didn't see it happening. This game came out and it is great, but it had this very strange reaction online where I think IGN gave it a 5 out of 10, which is, I mean, even if you don't personally like the game, there's no damn way it's a 5 out of 10. A 5 out of 10 is disrespectful. And then on top of that, every day they would post about the review like, hey, we gave this game a 5 out of 10. I think they posted like 10 or 15 times about the review because it was getting traction online and getting them clicks. So even though I think this game was made with Unreal Engine, I'm glad they went with this art style instead of like some Fortnite graphics or something. This game is awesome, man. It's definitely one worth checking out. And the last game we're talking about today is arguably one of the best of the year and maybe one of the best of all time. I'm talking about Dragon Quest III HD 2D Remake. I freaking love the Dragon Quest series. Dragon Quest XI was my first Dragon Quest game I ever played. It got me into the franchise. Just sitting here right now, I can hear the music in my head going over and over. Then I went back and played, I think, Dragon Quest 8 or 7 on the 3DS. I actually tried to play Dragon Quest 3, the port that's already on the Switch, but I think it's the mobile version. And if I had to give you my opinion, I would say stay away from those. They're really not that good. From what I had heard, Dragon Quest 3 is one of the best Dragon Quest games of all time. Seeing it get this HD 2D remake, I was like, oh my god, all the pieces are falling into place. This is now the ultimate way to play this game. And something that makes me so damn happy is I think this game has already sold 2 million copies, which is an amazing freaking number for the series. This game is phenomenal. It is perfect. It is amazing. I'm trying to think of some other adjectives. It's good. It's great. It's fantastic. It really is such a damn good game. This is the perfect way to end 2024. Ladies and gentlemen, these were the top 20 Nintendo Switch games of 2024. At least in my opinion. So in the comments below, I would love to hear your favorite Switch games of 2024. And remember, if you made it to this part of the video, you might as well just join the community. So hit a like and subscribe and follow me on Instagram on the way out. That would be very much appreciated. And you guys know me, I will see you very soon with a new video. Peace out.